Today I'm going to show you how to make an accordion book cover. So we're going to start off with 2 cardboard pieces. So these pieces here came from the back of any kind of pad of paper. This is the perfect thickness for what we're going to use. So just rip off the paper and use the cardboard 4 inches square. Okay, now I used a paper cutter, but you could just as easily use an X-Acto knife. Make sure that you kind of lean into your surface here, pushing down on any kind of ruler and really pushing down solidly and drawing it towards you. Okay, sometimes I stand up when I do this and I think it's a lot easier, but if you can start and get a good point and then just pull it towards you, then you're going to get a real nice cut. If you have a paper cutter, that's perfect. The last resort would be to use a scissors because it doesn't usually cut a nice straight line. This is going to be a better bet. So 2 of these, 4 inches by 4 inches. Okay, after you have those cut, you are going to decide on some kind of paper that you want to use. So this is just a piece of a calendar that was left over. It was from Italy. Bought this a number of years ago, and it's a very nice pattern paper. You can also, this book here is pattern paper from an art store that was made by an artist. You can use comics, you can do a white or colored piece of paper and then design it yourself, whatever you would like. The measurement for these pieces of paper is 5 inches by 5 inches. Okay, so they're going to be larger than the cardboard. All right, so when I'm cutting cardboard, I usually have lots of scrap left over. So this is going to be the scrap that I'm going to use to actually apply the glue. Now, this project is tailored to a class, a course, a lesson that you can use resources that you have at home. You don't have to go out to the store to buy anything. We're being resourceful, we're recycling, we're using things that we have. So I'm just going to use school glue. Really, the best thing to use is called PVA glue, and it's for book binding, for book arts, but we're going to do this. It's going to work. It's going to be okay. If you only have a glue stick, it's okay. It will work. Sometimes it tends to dry out, or they are dry inherently when you take the cap off if it's been sitting around. So I find that the paste glue gives us a little bit better result. If you just have one and you just have the glue stick, go for it. We're trying to work with what we have. So here we go. We're gonna use our scrap piece of paper, this is cardboard, to spread the glue on. Okay, so now if you wanted to, you could use an old paintbrush to do this, but really what you're doing is you're just spreading a thin layer of glue over your piece of paper. Okay, cool. Now this simply gets put in the middle. What you need to know is you're going to center this in the middle. Now, you could measure it, or you could just kind of use your eyes and center it by eyeballing it. Get it? Pretty good. Pretty much equal on all sides. Okay, you have a nice border. Press it down. All right, so really press it down. This is burnishing the cardboard to the surface of the glue, And if you don't do this, what the idea behind it is that you don't want to have ripples on the underside. You don't want to have, you know, pockets of air when you flip it over. Okay, another thing, if you have a kind of craft stick or tongue depressor at home, this is really good for this next step, in which we're going to be pulling the actual paper back, and we're going to use this to burnish it. Instead of, in book arts, they use a bone folder, and that is a very thick and sturdy, sometimes it's ivory or imitation, Teflon kind of, that you can use to get a good crease. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. This edge is going to be folded over, and I'm picking it up and I'm pulling it towards me. Okay, and I want to create this 90-degree little corner here. Okay, and then I just simply push it down and get a nice crisp edge. I'm going to work quickly because the glue is already setting up here. This edge, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to lift up, pull, and try to get that 90-degree corner here. All right, burnish. Cool. Again, pull over and get this 90-degree. So you have this little edge here that covers up just the end of this corner piece. Press down. All right, one more. Pull it up. I need a little bit more glue here. Okay, Q-tips. These are also here in case you need a little dab. And you can do this and you don't get your fingers all full of glue. Okay, cool. And crease it. So the idea behind creasing it is that we really need to have these crisp, because when you go to do the next thing, which is pulling this up, so I push down here and I pull this up here, and then I come with this and kind of get this nice edge. If you don't have a craft stick, use a ruler, okay? If you're like, I don't even have a ruler, okay, use the edge of your thumbnail, crease it, and bring it over. You can use a ruler. You're just trying to get a nice edge. Okay, very good. So we're gonna do this side. You're gonna do this for both sides. Okay, so what I mean is finish this, and then you're gonna do this, and those are your two ends for your book. Okay, so crease it, crease it, and we're almost done. Pull it up, bring it back, and crease it. Okay. Now just let this dry. You're gonna, if some of these areas are pulling up here, you're gonna have to just put a little bit more glue and glue it down. Okay, this is what it looks like. Very nice edge. This looks great. And you're gonna do this one also, and that's it. Those are the covers for your book.